today we're going to make the ultimate sticky toffee pudding with caramel sauce. So to start off then, we'll run through the ingredients. I have 200 grams of chopped dates, 200 to 225 millilitres of hot tea, 100 grams of salted butter. I've got 50 grams of golden caster sugar and 50 grams of brown granulated sugar or golden granulated sugar. I've got 3 eggs, 225 grams of plain flour. I have 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of black treacle. For the caramel sauce over here then, I have 100 grams of butter, 275 grams of dark brown sugar, 275 mils of double cream, and a splash or half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You'll also need an 8 or 9 inch cake tin I've just lined with a little baking paper, and a large mixing bowl. So the very first thing we need to do is soak our dates in our tea. So simply pour your tea into the bowl containing your dates and give them a little mix up. Now we're going to leave that to soak for 20 minutes, and in the meantime we're just going to turn our oven on, preheat it to 180 degrees. So while our oven's preheating then, what we're going to do, pop our butter. It does help if you've softened the butter slightly. We're going to add both of our types of sugar, so our golden caster sugar and our golden granulated sugar, into the bowl. Work it together with your fork until your mixture is light and fluffy. Okay, that's about right. So now we're going to take our eggs, crack them in, and just beat them into our mixture one by one. Okay, great, so now our eggs are beaten in. Just going to sift in our flour and also sift in our baking powder. Okay, now we're just going to fold that flour and baking powder into our mixture. Okay, perfect. So eventually your mixture will start to come together and look like cake mixture. So by now we should be approaching that 20-minute soak mark. So we're going to go into our date and tea mixture with our vanilla and our bicarbonate of soda, and make sure you give that a really good mix together. But as you're mixing this together, you'll notice it almost turns into a bit of a mush. The bicarbonate of soda, when it's added to the hot water or the hot tea as we're using and mixed with the dates, it really softens the dates up and it just makes them a lot easier to use and get distributed evenly throughout our cake mix. So when you're at this stage and it's nicely mixed and it started to go a little bit gloopy, we're going to add this mixture into this mixture. So when you're at this stage, we're going to add our secret or not so secret ingredient, our generous tablespoon of black treacle. This is just going to add a really, really rich, deep flavour to our sticky toffee pudding. Okay, so when you're at this stage, we're going to use a little baker's trick and check that we're at dropping consistency, which quite simply means take a spoonful of your mixture, turn it upside down. With a little persuasion, it will fall off your spoon. You don't want it to stick to your spoon and never fall off. You also don't want it to be too runny either. This is just about perfect. So now we're ready to decant this mixture into our cake tin. Now we're just going to pop this into our preheated oven for between an hour and an hour and a half. And when we're at about the 50-minute stage, we're going to check it regularly with a skewer. If the skewer comes out clean after you've pricked it in the middle, then we're done. So I'm going to take you through the caramel sauce now while our sticky toffee pudding is just finishing off in the oven. Very, very easy, very, very quick. So grab yourself a pan, so on to a medium to low heat. Go straight in with our butter, just going to allow that to melt, and also in with our dark soft brown sugar. You can use muscovado sugar if you like. Just going to allow those to melt in there. Really, really important to remember just to keep your heat nice and low. If you have your heat too high, you'll burn your caramel, it'll stick to your pan, and then literally there is no saving your pan from there. You might as well just throw it away. Okay, this is excellent. The last bit of butter is just melted. So we're going to go in with our double cream and our half a teaspoon or splash of vanilla. Again, work that in nice and gently. So this just wants about 2 or 3 minutes with you continuously mixing it after you've added the cream. That's gonna almost bring it to boiling point. You're gonna turn the heat off, and then you're ready to pour on top of your sticky toffee pudding. If you want to set it to a side and use it later, that's absolutely fine. You can reheat this in the microwave or pop it back in the pan. It's a lovely, dark, rich toffee or caramel sauce. There we are then. This is looking brilliant. So, a little baker's trick: if you take a skewer on a little bit of an angle into the centre of your cake and then remove it, it should be lovely and clean like this one is. No residue, no wet cake mix, so we know this is cooked.